about change of subject of formula. So change of subject of formula. What do we mean by change of subject of formula? Actually, change of subject of formula is everything that we have been doing in mathematics. Everything, rearranging of terms. For example, there are friends who have been playing together, maybe about 5 friends. We have friends A, B, C, and D, E. They have been playing together. Maybe while they were in GSS1, all of them are together. So at the end of the day, maybe friend D performed academically okay above others. And the school deemed it fit to make friend D the class captain. So what do you think will happen? Of course, they'll still maintain their relationship, but the relationship will no longer be like all of us, we are playing together, we are friends. D now has a superior power above A, B, C, and E. So when D has been made the king, or the prefect or the head girl, the head boy, is now head girl to A, B, C, and E. Don't forget that this D that has been made the prefect now has more powers than friend A, friend B, friend C, friend E. Their relationship will no longer be like it used to be, where they all wine and dine together and nobody is above anyone. But this friend D, who is now a prefect now, will have to, you know, be firm on some certain things because he now has responsibility and has to report to the school management. So that is what change of subject of formula is, just rearranging of terms. So we are going to look at it in the likes of, we are going to take it under different headings. So let us look at addition. How do we apply change of subject of formula when we have addition? For example, when you have something like C plus A equals M, and we want to make A subject of the formula, the alphabet I want to make subject of the formula is what I've written here. So when I have C plus A equals M, now look at this, our A. What is disturbing our A? There is C that is disturbing our A by addition process. You remember under simple equation, when you want to, let's make quickly branch here. If you have something like this, x plus 5 equals to 10, you want to get x. How do you get your x? You collect this one to this side. And when your 5 crosses the equality sign, it turns to minus. You have 10 minus 5. So x equals 5. All this that we have done here is also change of subject of formula. So now let's go back to the question that we have at time. We have C plus A equals M, and we want to make A subject of the formula. So what you are going to do is that this C that is disturbing your A, you collect it to the other side. So we have A equals M. When C comes here, there's an invisible plus by the side of C. When it comes here, it turns to minus. So A equals M minus C. This way, you have just succeeded in making your A subject of the formula. Okay? Let us see other examples before we move on to other headings. Let's say, let me call it example 2. I have A plus C plus D equals G. And they want us to make C the subject of the formula. So, how do we go about this? You can see that your C is joined together by what? A and D. So you find a way of bringing them to the side. Such that only your C will stand alone. The aim of any change of subject or formula is for that thing to be able to stand alone. So our C now will now be equals to, what did you meet at home? We met letter G at home. And A and D that are coming, they are coming with plus sign. A has an invisible plus and D already has a plus sign. So that will now be G minus A minus D. This way, you have made your C to stand alone, and you have been successful at making C the subject of the formula. I hope that is clear. Okay, let us move on to other subheadings. What if we have subtraction? What if you have subtraction. Okay, if you have subtraction, if I have subtraction, how do I go about it? Let us look at change of subject or formula under this heading subtraction. Okay, let's see an example that looks like this. You have um, y minus c equals 10g, and you have been asked to make y subject of the formula. Okay, if you look at this, your y is connected by minus c. So you find a way of removing this minus c to the other side. When you do that, you have y equals 10g plus c. Y equals 10g plus c. And that way, you have successfully made your y subject of the formula. Okay, let us see another example still under subtraction. Another example, let's say I have m minus c equals 10a, and I want to make c subject of the formula. If you look at your C properly, it has a minus. I always advise my students, if the alphabet you want to use in making subject of the formula has a minus, find a way of taking it to the other side so that it becomes plus. Over here, I can decide to remove my C to this side and bring this 10a inside. This way, it makes the work easier and not complicated. So I have m minus 10a equals, when minus c comes out, that gives us equals c. And this statement is the same thing as saying c equals m minus 10a. This way, you have successfully made your c subject of the formula without much stress. I hope we are together. Okay, let us also look at this change of subject of formula under the multiplication heading. Under the multiplication heading. This our video is going to be in two. So under the multiplication heading, okay, if I have 2a equals 10 and they ask me to make a subject of the formula, 2a in mathematics is simply 2 multiplied by a equals 10. You see, it's just like if somebody is feeling sick, there are different drugs for each ailment that you have. You see, when we did addition, the ailment, the drugs for addition was subtraction. When we did subtraction, the drug for subtraction was addition. The same thing also applies to multiplication. When there's a multiplication problem, the only way to go about it is to divide. You are looking for a, what is disturbing your a? Your a is disturbed by 2 by a multiplication process. So to get rid of that 2, you say divide both sides by 2. Just like I told you that everything we are doing under change of subject or formula are things that we have been doing before. Divide both sides by 2. So when we divide both sides by 2, we have 2 multiplied, by a over 2 equals 10 over 2. 2 cancels 2. A equals 2 goes in 1, 2 goes in 10, that's 5. A equals 5. That way, though we are doing simple equation here, but what we have just done here is nothing but change of subject of formula. Are we making sense together? Okay, let us see an example. You have 2BL equals 100, 100m, and we have been told to make B subject of the formula. So if you look at your 2BL, it's the same thing as 2 times B times L, a multiplication problem, equals 100m. And they ask me to make B subject of the formula. What are those things disturbing my B? I have 2 and I have L that are joining B by multiplication. So to get rid of them, I'll use a division. I will say divide both sides by 2L. The 2L, I will divide both sides by 2L. Okay, such that I have 2 times B times L over 2L equals 100m over 2L. And this way, my 2 can cancel 2. My L can cancel L, and I have, I have B equals 100m. B equals 100m over 2L. And these two can still cancel, so I can say 50, 50. So I can write it properly by saying B equals 50m over L. In order not to bore you, I would like to stop here, and in our part 2, we conclude our change of subject or formula, where we are going to be talking about when there are squares, when there are square roots, how do we go about it? So if you understood this, I want you to practice with this. I want you to practice with this. Just like you know that practice makes perfect. Practice with this. Okay? So my first question is y plus 6 equals 18m. Y plus 6 equals 18m. Make y the subject of the formula. Okay, my B is y plus c equals 20d. Make C the subject of the formula. Okay, let us see another one. And my C, m minus a equals 100L. Make A the subject of the formula. And my D, I have 2y equals 30D. 2y equals 30D. Make y subject of the formula. And our E, 100m equals 40y. Make M subject of the formula. So it's a bye-bye from me. I'll see you in the next class.